Awesome. Hey, welcome back. So today we want to talk a little bit about cleansing. Now, we talk about, fasting, detoxing, and just supporting the body to assist it to do what it already knows how to do. But sometimes it feels like we need to give it a little bit of help. Like certain things assist the body in doing certain things when there's a buildup of certain things. So when it comes to cleansing, and you always talk about purification, like purifying the body, what do you feel have been some of the most intense cleanses for you and some of the most deeply purifying cleanses you've done?
Oh, I would say dry fasting is the most, where I experienced the most. My body will just the most reset, like a big reset.
Yeah, and dry fasting. Okay.
Next to that would be liquid fasting, liquid diet in general.
Okay. Because sometimes it feels like, dry fasting to me feels like a fiery furnace sometimes that can just burn up, things, while liquid fasting or juice feasting, it's almost like you're hosing down, or like, when you're water fasting or you're juice fasting, it's sometimes you're like putting like a pressure washer on the walls of a sewer or something. Like you're getting things out, you're flushing things out, you're scraping things off with the water.
Yeah, like this juice has all this like sediment, settled. It's because like that's what you're saying helps to like kind of push things out more. Like the benefits of consuming like fruit and vegetable in liquid form will help push things out. But even like a water fast is like really super cleansing for the body also, because you're not putting either that or dry fast, because you're not putting anything that's not you inside of you. Like it's just you. So you're leaving the body totally alone to do what it already wants to do, which is like heal itself and cleanse itself. You just have to leave it alone. But like you said, sometimes depending where we're at in our lifestyles, if we've been consuming a lot of things, then it might be beneficial to do some type of cleanses on specific organs and parts of the body to help it do its function properly and fully.
So a couple of a few of the ones that we've done together, I know we did so you did the liver and gallbladder.
Yeah, we did that one.
Yeah.
Well, we had
You remember what that was like? Okay.
I remember it was a couple years ago, right? Actually, a few years ago now.
It's been a while.
But I remember we had to drink some salt water, right? And then we had to drink some olive, like a good amount of olive oil.
Yeah.
All at once. It was like times too. Like drink this at this time and take this at this time, and then take the olive oil right before bed.
And that's when the stuff,
And then that like allows acts like a lubricant. And then the next morning, I passed several stones from my gallbladder that were pretty much just bright green as the celery juice right here, this color.
And what did that tell you, like when you passed that stuff? Because I mean, there's so many things like those stones that people don't know are in their body, and then when it leaves your body, like what did it feel like when it left your body?
I felt like it made more space internally.
Okay.
And maybe not everybody would feel that, but that's just my experience, because I'm hypersensitive, especially to my own self, of course, and so I can definitely feel any changes, internal changes, and where something was holding space that's not there anymore. That's what I felt. I felt like it released and it made space within the body.
Okay. So just making more room, releasing, so you create more space in your container.
For more light to be embodied, yeah.
For more light in the vessel.
Yes.
Yes. To let it all nestle.
Yes.
Yes. So we don't have to wrestle. So when it came to the kidney cleanse, now you did that on your own, I believe. So the kidney cleanse, what was that like? Because, the kidneys, they're functioning, so much stuff goes through the kidneys. They filter,
I don't remember anything specific about that one, other than the thing with my kidneys. I remember I was also at the same time that we were doing all these cleanses, I started taking liquid gold.
Okay.
And so it was taking the liquid gold, I believe, that it's a superconductor. So electricity in the body, it acts like a superconductor for that. So by consuming the liquid gold, which was done since ancient Egyptian times, I felt like I could literally feel the flow of my blood like increase faster, speed.
Whoa.
Like the flow within my blood was much faster.
Okay.
And then it caused the one kidney stone I had to like start coming out.
Okay. Okay, so it's like pushing it out?
I don't think you were there.
No.
Yeah, it started coming out and I had excruciating pain and I had no idea kind of what was going on at the time, and I called one of my massage therapists to come over to the apartment and then give me massage because I felt like maybe massage me would help. But she's like, no, I think something else is going on, and like if it gets worse, she said, just call me.
Okay.
So a few hours later, it just got worse and worse, and to the point where I was laying down crying.
Jesus.
So I had to tell her to come get me and take me to the emergency room. They did a scan and said, yeah, you're passing a kidney stone. But what the thing was funny too, what was different is that they said they sent several doctors in because none of them could really understand what was going on with me. Because whenever I was at my house, I told them the pain was like up high, and then by the time I got there, it was down low.
Okay.
And they said that doesn't usually happen. That takes several days or weeks sometimes for the kidney stone to pass on its own.
Oh.
And so because it had moved, they thought something else was going on with me, not a kidney stone.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really happen like that. So I believe because I took the liquid gold that it was like, get this out of here, and caused it on its way out.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So by the time I was there, it was like right there by my bladder, ready to come out.
Okay.
So they said you can either have surgery, put a stent, or take some little medicine and help it pass on its own. I said, no, I'm gonna let it pass on its own.
Yeah.
And the very next day in my apartment, I went to the restroom and it came right out with no pain.
Sheesh.
And they let me know at the hospital, and they're scanning all my organs, and they said that's the only stone you have.
Wow.
So that's good.
Wow.
And they said, your blood work is extremely clean. You must live a very healthy life.
They said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I do put my health first.
So that was a confirmation.
They said all my organs were in perfect health too.
Wow.
So that was cool, since I don't normally go to a doctor and get things checked out internally like that.
And for anyone who's wondering about that liquid gold that you found, does it go by any other name, or is it just liquid gold?
I found it, I believe, on a website called iherb.com.
Okay.
But you can find it other places too. I always look for like where it's sourced and the purity level of it, things like that. But there's several brands that have it out there. Yeah, I don't remember the exact one I got, but
cool.
I remember feeling the effects of it for sure.
Now, on a side note, we do know another form of liquid gold.
Yeah.
And it goes by another name, but it actually comes from our bodies. And I would say the form of liquid gold that I've taken, that I continue to take on a daily basis, is, the living water. They call it the fountain of youth, the elixir, it's the elixir of life. It's your living waters, your running waters. So they call it shivambu, or...
Shivambu is the ancient term. Now it's just called urine therapy or urotherapy.
Right. So that's very cleansing. And talk about superconductor, there's a lot of electricity,
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, when I first started consuming my waters, I was like, whoa, like this has a charge to it that I wasn't expecting and didn't know. You can definitely feel it.
So that's, on another note, that's definitely very cleansing, but sometimes, versus your traditional cleanse with like herbs and different things, it can take a leap of the mind to go there, but we're just putting it out there for you. Now, another one we have, of course, is the colon cleanse. Now, we did a colon cleanse with a company that I don't know if they're still around right now.
I think they might have closed.
Okay.
Blessed Herbs.
The Blessed Herbs colon cleanse. And that was, oh man, that was a good one. That was a good, and they also had like things that we did every day, right?
Yeah, there was individual packets of green powder that we had to mix with the juice, with apple juice, and then drink it.
Yeah.
Remember?
And it's stuff like, I know when it comes to cleansing the colon, people do things like psyllium husk, bentonite clay. That combination kind of grabs it up and sweeps it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done those things too, but I feel like the thing that helped me the most was just straight fasting.
Wow. Straight up.
Like, I had those things and I tried them for like consistently for a while, but didn't really see anything different. And so whenever you brought, you know, pranic life and then this like liquids and fasting more into my life, I felt so much more benefit from that. I literally just gave away the psyllium husk.
Wow.
Because like you didn't need it anymore.
You're like, I don't need it, it's not necessary. Wow. You're like, my body will do it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's trust. That's trust. So you've also done parasite cleansing now. I haven't done a full parasite cleanse, but can you talk about what that was like? Because I think you did it for how many days?
It was a 40-day parasite cleanse from Global Healing that also came with like different herbal capsules to take and tinctures. I don't remember specifically. You can go on their website and check out exactly the 40-day parasite cleanse and see what products they have in there. But that whole company is just it's non-GMO. It's pure herbs and like nothing else. So
you'd recommend them?
Yeah. You just had to take those consecutive things for 40 days, and it's supposed to help kill the parasites and flush the parasites.
And do you remember seeing like parasites come out, any worms or anything like that? Or?
I remember seeing one time.
Okay.
For sure.
What was that like? Because I've seen people taking pictures and stuff. Like there's you know, people will talk about tapeworms and roundworms that were like long or just different sizes, and they're like, that came out of my body. So what was it like when you saw it?
I've never seen like long one, but it was at least like this long. Jeez. But it was like very thin and translucent. Yeah. But it was definitely a worm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And some people say they see them like wrapped around plaque and wrapped around stuff in the body, like they're clinging on for dear life. And then when you released it, what was it like? Like when you released it, did you feel a difference? Or
I remember feeling just like that was my goal at the time, was to like get these parasites out of my body. And I was like so focused on that, but it wasn't until I was like, you know what? When they're meant to come out, they're gonna come out. And then right when I thought that, it was when I passed one.
Okay. So when you let go of like trying to get them out, and when you surrendered to they're gonna get out in their own divine timing, that's when it came out.
That's when right after that, that's when I saw. I was like, oh my gosh.
Okay. So do you feel like, that's a good point, Janet. So do you feel like that militant feeling of like, we gotta kill them all, like eliminate all of them, do you feel like that creates resistance?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Because the body responds to the mind. You know, energy flows of path of least resistance. So if you're causing like, just that like wanting it so bad creates resistance. Right. So if you release wanting it so bad, it releases the resistance and then allows for the energy to flow better.
Okay. Awesome. Great advice. Now the last one, you talked also about, you've done a 40-day grape fast. What was that like? Because I know grape juice is very different than just, you know, say orange juice or celery juice or something. Like, what was that? What was the effect that had on your body?
So this was inspired by a book called The Grape Cure. And it's about this woman that actually started applying the method of like fasting on grapes to help heal people of cancer and all types of things. So there's a whole book called The Grape Cure about it. That's what kind of inspired this fast, and it was honestly one of my favorite fasts I've ever done. Yeah, because I love grapes. They're so good. so they're like candy. Okay. You know what I mean? And we were getting them from like you know, good source, like seeded Concord grapes, seeded Globe grapes. You know, like, oh, they're so good. So like other fasts, you know, when you're doing like more strict fast, I would say like just water or just your waters or like just dry fasting, you don't get to like enjoy the taste, you know what I mean? But with the grape fast, I got to enjoy the sweet grapes the whole time. And some people were like, aren't you tired of grapes? You know what I mean? Like, because it was just eating grapes and drinking grape juice. And I'm like, actually no, like I really like
Wow.
I could do this longer.
So it was fun.
It was fun and enjoyable.
Okay.
But I definitely felt like it was cleansing for my body because that's the only thing I was consuming.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, I definitely felt that like cleansed from it.
Okay.
For like that long of time too.
Right.
And I was working actually.
During that?
Nordstrom, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Up in Jersey.
Wow.
So I was still going to work like.
With energy?
Yeah.
On grapes?
Yeah, everyone like go to the break room and like pull out my mason jar of grapes and my little mason jar of juice and like, oh, she's having grapes again.
What day is it? Like, okay, what are you having today, Janet? You know?
Yeah, I had to eventually tell my friends and people there, I'm doing a grape fast. So like, what? How? Like, and it got like 40. Like, they just couldn't believe it. They
Wow.
were like, are you sure you have energy to work? And I would get those questions. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I'm feeling actually like I have a ton of energy.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me like, okay. You know?
If you say so. Oh my gosh, but it's undeniable. You know, you were showing improving what's possible. You know, even on a mono fast, like they call it like mono fasting or mono diet, you know, with just one fruit specifically for a certain period of time, that certain duration, I'm sure you could feel the vibration.
Yes.
And even by the end of it, do you feel like you really connected with grapes in a way that you had never connected with them before?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay.
I never consumed that many grapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, some days I would just not even have any.
Mm.
I would just have the juice.
Okay.
Or some days I wouldn't have anything
Okay.
too during that grape fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, I actually just don't want them. But some days I was like, yeah, give me some grapes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it was easy to skip days and just, go days with nothing too, because your body was just doing good.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say is the main difference between that grape juice or prune juice, which is more like laxative for people who are trying to get stuff out? You know, people, even in my family, like, when they have problems, they always go to the prune juice.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you feel like is different about grape juice?
I've never tried prune juice.
Okay.
So I don't really know.
Yeah.
I've always heard that too, like, oh, go to the prune juice if you're constipated or have issues with that. I've never tried it.
Yeah. Yeah, it just sounds like grape juice is more fun. I think
Yeah.
it's more fun. I would actually do grape juice before prune juice myself. Before juice.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Grapes are one of my favorite fruits. It's very easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just takes that devotion.
Right.
With the intention in mind of why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep that intention in mind and stay devoted to what I said I was going to do for that intention.
Because did you set out to do 40 days? Like, was that the goal?
I think it was 30 days, and it just, like, I'm all about 44, I think I might have did 44 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And was there ever any days in between where you were like, I don't know, or...
Like, I would say maybe in the very beginning, just in the very beginning, I was like, okay, grapes, but after, like, that initial, like, okay, this is what I'm doing, set in, it was just enjoyable.
Effortless.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Like, I looked forward to having the grapes the next day,
Yeah, it became like a ritual, like a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you for listening. Blessings. So these were just a few cleanses. If you were thinking about, doing different cleanses for the body, once again, liver, gallbladder, we talked about colon, kidney, and, parasites as well, and grape fasting. So if any of these, feel like something you'd be inclined to, give it a try.
Don't forget the orange fasting.
Don't forget that. The living water. So blessings to you, and we'll see you again. Much love.